Today is August 22nd, 2021. Please excuse my hoarse voice. I have terrible allergies. But I'm posting this as a preview of a blog post that I had put up a couple days ago. And of course, today is the day before Rudolph Valentino passed away on August 23rd, 1926, 95 years ago. So this is my website. And what I want to do is scroll down to the post and basically what I've done is put a post up about the summer of 1926, Rudolph Valentino, Victor Mansfield Shapiro, and the pink powder puffs, the last publicity stunt. Now, many people who are fans of Valentino, of course, know about the powder puff incident. It's been written about quite a bit. But over the years, there's certain ideas have been locked in about it, lore, if you want to call it, and a lot of new research hasn't really been done recently. However, back in 2019, a professor named Giorgio Bertolini, sorry about that, Bertolini, he as a professor at University of Michigan, and he delved into some papers left behind by Victor Mansfield Shapiro. Now, nobody's really heard of him, but I reviewed all the information myself and decided, boy, this is really interesting because it sort of adds a new perspective to everything that has been written about the pink powder puffs incidents. So, we scroll down. I delve into the background of Victor Mansfield Shapiro. There's not much on him, but what I have found I've included. And he was already well established in the field of publicity when he was called on in May of 1926 to start to think about a publicity campaign for the release of the Son of the Sheik. Now, scrolling down past his information, let me see. I'm going to just get this out a little bit more. Zoom. There we go. And basically, they needed to really push the film. Valentino's box office appeal was sketchy at this point. The Eagle had been a good, well reviewed and received, but it didn't have the box office that they had hoped for. And in fact, as they were getting ready to release Son of the Sheik, the theaters in Chicago did not really want to pay for the distribution rights as much as people, the company, the studios wanted to have paid. So there had to be a push. And Victor Shapiro was put in place to try to get some publicity. He tried many of the conventional approaches before coming up with his master plan. Now, I want to give some context. As you see, there was a lot of negative publicity already about Valentino. That's well known. And the pink powder puff editorial, which I have here entirely, was not the only thing. There had been prior negativity about Valentino, even a worse, more caustic one back in November of 1925, referred to the five-yard McCarty incident, and also there was a song of hate. So there was a lot going on, and a lot was at stake, obviously. So the research that was done by this professor and finding the papers of this Victor Mansfield Shapiro, as I said, give a new perspective. The intensity of the publicity campaign is really clear at this point with this information. Now, he wrote a book on this called The Divo and the Duce, which, by the way, is available for free. I was quite surprised. And you can find it, and I give you the information on the post. Now, basically, what Shapiro details is that Valentino was upset. They actually kept him revved up a little bit about this, and he was a very willing participant. So Shapiro actually at one point says they were good actors. They were both good actors, but I think that Valentino obviously was right on board, a very willing participant, even though he was upset. So he was not a victim, which a lot of people in the past, I think, have decided he was. But I think that this kind of information casts a much more intense light on actually what was going on, the mechanisms of this publicity. So I detail that very carefully here. And there is even an original copy of the first challenge letter that I found. It's up here too. And of course, as it flowed on, he went to H.L. Mencken. He was upset. And this is just before he died, actually. And of course, Mencken said he really should have just let it go. Of course, he couldn't let it go. And there is some discussion here of the factors that were actually keeping him in almost in a box. He was boxed in many ways. And there's anecdotes of people who knew him very well, Adela Rogers St. John's, and how they urged him to let it go. He never did. So the whole thing played out, and finally by about 2 weeks of this, it started to to fall off. But the damage was done, and we know that on August 23rd, he died of the septicemia, the perforated ulcer, the inflamed appendix, the operation, and he could not battle through the infection. So I hope you like this post and take a look at it. It's very, very well, it's fully sourced rather. It's detailed. And I think for some people who are real fans of Valentino, they might want to delve into this a little bit more closely than they may have read before. So if you go to my blog, which will be listed in the description, please go, please take a look. And I think you'll find it very interesting because I thought the material was very interesting. I worked very hard on this post to try to make it readable and to try to make the story flow. I hope I succeeded. But there are other posts there that you may find interesting. And also there will be a post about the actual anniversary of his death. But for now, I hope you take a look at this post and tell me what you think. Thanks so much. And I'll be posting more video blogs up soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.